Okay guys, so we are looking for potential GBP USD short position, and I'm going to put it up on the charts now for you. As you can see, we have the position here. So I'm actually going to enter on my personal account first, which I'm obviously not going to show you, but I'm just getting the lot size for that. We are going to now calculate the lot size for this trade. So we're obviously on the $100,000 account, we're risking 1% with a, as you see, 51 pip stop loss. So we're going to set a limit. So we're going to go here and go limit, sell limit. If I just move the webcam, you guys can see we're doing it on this side of the screen here. So sell limit, and we're looking, if I split screen this, we're looking to enter at 27231. 231 minus 51 pips. So you can see that we're going to lose just under $1,000 on this trade. So we can actually do 0.196 here. So we're going to lose $1,000, and then the take profit is around 100. If we change this to 100, there we go. So we're looking to make just over, or let me see the actual take profit. If we set the price 261, there we go. So we're going to place the order now, and then as you see, because this is a 4-hour trade, we're going to go onto the 4-hour time frame, and you can see if we just full screen this, that stop loss is up here, and the take profit is at this low down here. So we're looking for price, obviously, to come break structure here. So if I actually go on the other charts, it's easier to show you here. So we have this structure here. We also have this structure here, but you could say this is like the consolidation range. We've then broken below both, and we're retesting back into the area, and then we're looking to sell down further. The reason I only target 1 to 2, some people say, oh, why don't you target all the way down here for 1 to 4.5? For my testing, this is kind of the best risk to reward to actually use. So that is the main reason why. We also had USD CAD here, but this scaling never actually came back to the entry, and yeah, it wasn't great because we've had many setups that have been so close but haven't quite made it so far. So if I just show you on the Hydra funding website, which is obviously the account we're using, and if you want to get a Hydra funded account too, you can get one down, link in the description, if you also want to trade Hydra funding alongside me. So if we go here into the account, you can see that currently we're down $1,000, which was the GU trade we took last week. Like I said, I'm showing you wins or losses. If I win, you'll see it. If I lose, you'll see it. So if this trade wins or loses, you guys will see it in this video. And I want to be as transparent as possible. So what we're going to do, like I always do, we're going to take a screenshot of this trade. So we're going to download an image so we can input it into our journaling software after the trade's completion. You know, this trade could technically not actually come back to this area and just drop, or it could go straight to stop loss, but that's fine because it's a trade that's in the plan, so we're going to take it. So on here, we obviously have the 200k account too. So if we go onto the account section, you'll see we have the 200k account, but like I said, I'm going to trade them separately. What I'd ideally want to do, I'd want to trade one, get that into profit or pass one of the accounts first, and then focus on the second one. Like I said in the previous video, if you're trying to do 2 at once, if you hit a losing streak, you then lose both accounts. Let's say I lose the next 8 trades, I'll then be very close to the max drawdown limits, and if that's happened on both accounts, then there's so much more pressure. Imagine spending money on 300k worth of challenges and you lose it all because of a losing streak. Whereas if you take it slowly, you do 100k, okay, I pass 100k, and then I can focus on the 200k. Then worst case scenario, you blow the 200k, you still have a 100k account that's been passed. That's kind of my mindset towards it, and that's what I've used over the years trading with prop firms. So this trade here, we are looking for 100 pips profit and minus 50 pips if we do hit stop loss. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys if the trade does actually hit. So guys, we are basically at the entry now. We did drop kind of away from the entry. If I go down to 15 minutes so you can see it better, you'll see that this is the area we are obviously looking to sell from. So if we go back on the charts here, you can see the level here. So if we go back on CTrader, you can see that we're looking to sell here. So hopefully we get in this trade and we make some nice profit. We're around 5 pips away from the entry now. Based on the 4 hour, if we do retest here and we continue to the upside, like I said before in the previous video, I mentioned how a trade becomes invalid, and that's where you should place your stop loss. If price closes above this area, and obviously people say, oh, why don't you have it above the wick like this? I don't trade off wicks, I trade off the bodies. So once I saw, okay, so you have the area in here. If price goes above and closes above this area, then I want to be out of the trade. So that's simply there. And I'll have it slightly above the body. So obviously the closest body that's like untested is this area here. And the reason I have the stop loss above is because like here, the body's closed, but then there's a wick. And you have to kind of allow for that. So price can wick up above, but then still drop below. You can be extra cautious sometimes and have it way up high, but then there is a point where the risk reward doesn't become worth it, in my opinion. So I trade with obviously 1 to 2 risk reward usually, and the majority of my trades when I'm swing trading are 1 to 2s. So that is why we are using that. And yeah, like I said, around 5-6 pips away from the entry now, hoping to hit it and then drop to the downside. We do have FOMC later. So if I show you here, we have the FOMC press conference at 7:30. So that will be interesting. And like I've said previously, I trade basically through any news. So when I've been back testing my strategy for the swing trading, I didn't stop and say, okay, this is when NFP was, I'm not going to trade. This was when ECB was, I'm not going to trade. I didn't do any of that. So then when I'm live trading, I want it to be exactly the same as I was trading when I was testing my strategy. And the reason for this is obviously, if you've tested a certain way, why change it when you are live trading? It doesn't make any sense. So I'll trade through news, I'll trade through any conditions, because that's what I've done when I've been testing. And I didn't have trades where I got crazy losses or slippage because of the news events. So hopefully that doesn't happen live. And FOMC is never usually that crazy in comparison to, you know, NFP or CPI. So on the charts here, you can see that we are getting relatively close, as you see here, around 5 pips away. So just a little update for you guys coming into the afternoon here. Okay, so it is currently around 7:45, quarter to 8 in the evening. And the trade that we actually entered earlier, if I quickly show you on the charts here, you can see that our entry on this wick here just missed. And the reason I obviously didn't get in on this original wick was because I was asleep. I don't wake up at 6 a.m. So I was unable to get in on the wick that I actually wanted to get in on, which is very annoying, but there's nothing I can do about that. And then this second wick here was when we set the limit, and we did actually come around 0.7, 0.8 pips away from being tagged in on that trade. And then obviously this main push down has been caused by, you know, FOMC at 7 p.m. and the interest rate decision. So it is very annoying, but there's nothing we can really do. If I was awake, obviously I could have gotten the trade, or I could have obviously got into the position yesterday, but I didn't. So there's not really any point mentioning that. So what I'm actually going to do now, as you see how close it actually was. It's very, very painful, but that's life. So we are going to actually cancel this order. So there we go, cancel the order there on the challenge account, because we are basically hitting the take profit now. And the reason I actually close when price hits my take profit is because if price is at my target, why would I still want to be in the trade? Price has already gone to the level I want price to go to, so why would I still hold? Doesn't really make sense. That's like hitting a stop loss, but then getting back in the trade. You know, it doesn't really make sense to me. If your target's hit, you wouldn't then try to get back in the trade. So it's the same basically. It will make sense to some people, but what this means now is no trade so far, 3 days into the week. I wasn't expecting a lot in the next month because obviously it's Christmas and New Year, and I never usually have the best setups possible. But the setups that we have had have been good setups, but they just haven't won, and they haven't been as frequent as they normally would be. So it's not really anything out of the ordinary. There are going to be months where you lose 1%, you miss trades, or anything can possibly happen. So as you see, target has actually now been hit. And yeah, so tomorrow I'll be back on the charts looking for setups. Obviously this was a swing setup, so I'm going to cancel the limit on my swing account too, my personal account. And yeah, day trading tomorrow morning, see if there's any more swing opportunities. But hopefully we get a nice trade to end the tradeless week that we're currently having. Okay guys, so it is now the end of the week. It is the 21st of December at around 12:58 in the afternoon. And I'm going to give you an update for the week. So you probably are realizing by now we didn't have any more live trades on the challenge account, the Hydra challenge that we're using at the moment. But I did have a trade on my swing account. So I'm going to show you the trade and the reasonings behind why it wasn't on my challenge account. But I obviously still took the trade, so I'm going to show you the analysis of that trade. So if we go onto the charts here, you can see this was the trade. A nice 1 to 2 risk to reward, as we usually take. It seems to be the best risk to reward for my swing trading, and that is why I actually had this trade. And as you can see, we are on the 4-hour time frame. So this push down, this initial push, you would have seen in the last clip. This was from the FOMC news release, and when price actually dropped down, we were looking and had our limits at around this level here. So where our current stop loss on the most recent setup actually was. So we were looking to enter here, price dropped all the way down, but in doing so, it broke structure to the downside. So when it broke structure to the downside like this, you guys know when price breaks to the downside, we look to enter on the retest. So when price was actually retesting up here, I was like, this is perfect. And I had a level in here that I wanted to short from, and that is a level that I actually got in the trade from. So you'll see that the trade worked out perfectly. We had very minimal drawdown, and then we went straight to the take profit within 2 candles. You know, within 8 hours, hitting take profit is very, very good, especially as my average trade length is around 1 day to around 24 hours. So to have a trade that is a third of that time is great. And it does also mean that I didn't have to hold through the spread hours, so I didn't have extra charges. And the best case scenario is I didn't have to hold over the weekend. So that is even better. So, and obviously that would have taken us into profit on the challenge account, because if I actually show you the account that we actually have at the moment, the accounts we're trading, so you can see here our 100k one. If we go onto the dashboard, you can see that we're down $1,000, which is 1%. And if we obviously took a 2% win, that would have brought us up to around 1 point something percent profit. It would have brought us up to around 1% profit on the account. But that's life. I had a rule, I stuck to the rules, and that was all that matters. But the trade, as you see, worked out perfectly. And it kind of did the same thing again here. So price broke down with a push from news, broke the low, retested, and then dropped. Obviously, I'm not saying the price is going to continue down like this. It could possibly happen, could not. but we're not trading right now because it is a Saturday anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Going on to the swing results, which is what a lot of you people watching the videos actually like to see. We had a peak of 14.8% in November. We dropped down to around 12.8% from that peak, and now we're back up to around 15%. So overall, you see this month is 1.1%. Last month we lost around 0.4%, which you can actually see. My FX book does actually round up these numbers now, which is quite annoying because I want to see the exact percentage, but that's completely fine. And you see December here, we had an AUD CAD trade, we had a GBP USD trade, and that was the GU short, which we actually had. And as you see, GU short 9.9 hours and take profit hit. And you see the long here on AUD CAD that lost 6 days. So that shows you how quick the trade actually was. So stats I'm happy with. We still have a 46% win rate. It's pretty standard for me. But I just wanted to update you guys on the trades, and even if I have a missed trade, I want you guys to see the whole process. I don't want to be the type of trader that's going to be like, every week, here's a win, here's a win, here's a win. It's not going to be like that. So every Saturday I'm going to post a video that's going to be all the trading I've done for the week. If that is a win, that's fine. If that's a loss, that's fine. If that's a missed trade, that's completely fine. But you guys will see it. I want it to be as transparent as possible so you can see my performance. You know, that my FX book is public. If I lose 3 months in a row, the next 3 months, you guys will see it. And the challenge account, I'm showing you all the metrics, and you guys will see if I win, if I lose, because I want to be as transparent as possible. In this industry, there is a huge lack of transparency, so I'm trying to be the person to bring you that transparency. And if I can film myself entering the trades, managing the trades, closing the trades, journaling as well, that will hopefully boost your trading career if you do pay attention to the videos that I'm actually showing you. So I'll catch you guys next week. It is Christmas next week, so I'm not really expecting a lot of volatility, but if we can get a trade on Monday or Friday maybe, that could potentially be quite good, especially for our challenge account. You know, if you want to sign up, Hydra down below and trade the challenge with me. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.